My dear friends on the bags and my friends sitting here as part of the audience, in a matter like this, when the subject is very momentous, when the subject is very interesting, then proportionately the audience also will be less. And when I was there in the Delhi Tamil Sangam in a function, there we had very few people in the audience. Then one of us, who was a member of the Planning Commission, he said that when you are dealing with brinjal or pyaj, then definitely big crowd will be there. So, but when you are dealing with the diamond, naturally very few persons will come. So the issue is of that type, that to not concerning the people living in this country. It is pertaining to people living outside, people of Indian origin living outside. Different linguistic groups, maybe Tamils, maybe Malayalis, maybe other people. All kinds of people are there. I have gone to Malaysia 3 times, and I have met people, different types of people from India. Of course, the bulk appears to be from Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And apparently, I did not find anything, apparently, any discrimination or anything. But our workers definitely are not treated at par with the workers belonging to the local community. And in fact, some of them told me that for the same job, if somebody is sitting in this booth doing the work of the toll collection, and another sitting in another booth collecting the same toll, same job, exactly same job, if he is a local man belonging to that community, then he is paid full salary. And for a person of Indian origin doing the same work, they pay 50% of it. This is the position actually. First of all, you don't get jobs. Secondly, if you get jobs, then you have to work. You have to be underpaid, and then you have to work on that basis actually. And our problems are many in Gulf and other countries. So many problems are there. And Chitra will be talking about them in detail. But I had a glance of some of the papers and some of the items in the internet. From that also, and also personally through my friends, what I understand is that in Arab countries, there is so much of harassment. It's not a question of religion. It's not a question of preventing somebody praying to his god or goddess. That is not the thing, because we are not on that subject at all. But we are on the discrimination, which is meted out to persons of Indian origin and others. In Malaysia, even Chinese are put to difficulties, not necessarily people of Indian origin. Even Chinese are treated as secondary citizens. But they are slightly better off compared to people of Indian origin. And in Gulf countries, workers are facing so many problems because their passport is immediately taken by the employer. And he will not return it at all. And with the passport in their hand, they can talk anything. You have to dance to their tunes actually. So that is the position in regard to Gulf and other Arab countries. And there is one problem in dealing with these matters. You see, number one, those people, they are afraid of raising their voices. Because if they raise their voice, even for legitimate rights, immediately action is taken and they are searched for, and they go out and run out of that country, and they have to live somewhere in London. I know Vedamurthy being in London because he was hounded by the Malaysian government. He cannot come back to his place. I am told that recently there is some move. He is back. But for a long time he was in London, and there was some hounding. So such things are taken. They cannot raise their voice. It is very difficult. But even when we raise our voice against such injustices, I know 100% that it is the same people who will be harassed for it. But it's a very difficult situation where you have to deal with the problem, but if you deal with the problem, there may be more problem for our people. Of course, our population is getting dwindled and dwindled day by day in Malaysia. It was a sizable population, and even in the museum they show our Tamilians and our Indians how they are working very hard in developing that country. There's a museum where these items are there. But then today, it has been reduced to just 7% the population. Because all of them have gone to London or come back to India, and this is the position. Recently, I appeared in a writ petition, which is still pending in the Supreme Court, in regard to the Hindus in Bangladesh. Hindus in Bangladesh are being pushed out of that country. Pushed out of that country.
Not only that, converted also as well.
See, some people come searching for jobs and better living conditions in India. You will find even in Delhi, most of the domestic workers, if you ask them, then finally they disclose that they are from Bangladesh. They are spread all over the country. In fact, there are vast number of them per day. In fact, Bangladesh, a committee was appointed to go into the Hindu population in Bangladesh. They have come to a conclusion that per day 600 Hindus are missing. Then you can imagine what is happening to the Hindu population. Per day 600 Hindus are missing. According to an official report, I am not saying about some journalist writing in India or elsewhere, it's an official report of a committee. Therefore, how they are getting reduced 600? There was a report that in Gulf, so far, till date, 31 workers have committed suicide. 31st suicide was recently, because unable to bear the harassment. And in Bangladesh, if per day 600 are going, definitely at least 1 out of 6 will be, that is 100 out of 600 will be suicides. And that 500 they are shifting to India, they are coming to India. The problem for them is that in India, thinking that they are illegal, they are part of illegal migrants to India, because there are Muslims who are coming from Bangladesh to India searching for better living conditions. And there are terrorists who are coming from Bangladesh to create problem in our country. The third one is Hindus who are being pushed out of that country. Hindus pushed out of that country, they are being treated at par with illegal immigrants. That means those Muslims who come here from Bangladesh in search of better living conditions, for them certain laws were enacted. And since those people were not traceable sometimes, the police is not able to arrest them, there is a law there, contrary to normal Indian jurisprudence, that the moment somebody is taken into task under those provisions, first arrest him and then keep him inside. You see, that is the law there. Now, in pursuance of that, these poor Hindus, not only Hindus, we are not communal about it. You see, Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, and Sikh community, all of them are being driven out of that country. Every day, so many people are coming. But if you treat them at par with illegal migrants who come voluntarily, we are on these people who come involuntarily. They don't want to come, but they are being put into India. Now, we said that these people require a separate status of refugees, and they have to be properly dealt with, even camps and other things. If possible, we can absorb them in our Otherwise, talk to Bangladesh government and for the repatriation. All this must be done. And we filed a writ petition. Supreme Court has seized all the matter. So we may get a solution through the Supreme Court, because most of these things, though we meet here, things are to be done from government to government. Individually we cannot do, even institutionally we cannot do. How we can go to that country and agitate, they will not give us visa to go there. Their local people will be more and more harassed if they feel that outsiders are coming to their rescue. Because they do it wantedly. It is not as though the Gulf countries or Pakistan or Bangladesh or Malaysia, they are not aware of the problem. Only if they are not aware, we have to create that awareness and try to alleviate the problem. But when they are aware of the problem, they are creators of the problem. So we cannot do anything directly with them. We have to do government to government. Government to government, it can be done, because so many sanctions, and then we can talk to other countries like United States. Our Indian government can speak to them, and because those people who are importing petrol and other things, oil from those countries, other items, definitely they can impose sanctions or negotiate with them and try to bring about a solution. It's a human problem, so we can't leave it also. Though we are helpless, but we want to help. But we are doing our best. We are creating at least some awareness. Now the Hindu has published an article, Hindu or Hindustan Times, Hindu, published an article on these Gulf workers. So at least our activity has created some awareness. I met some Hindus who have been driven out of Pakistan. They are having a camp here in Delhi. I met them. Very poor people. They are not from higher strata of society. They are very poor people, and then we try to help them. So we are doing our best. HRDI has been doing. Though I happen to be the president, I am otherwise busy, and the whole burden is borne by my friend Rajesh Gogna. My congratulations to him for organizing this, and I want the thoughts from all of you. We want to gather and we want to convey to the government about the seriousness of the problem. Chitra has got a lot of statistical data. With all that, we may be in a position to persuade the Indian government to speak to them immediately on a time-bound basis to find a solution for these problems. We will set out the problems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that in bullet points and give them the solutions into that each one, how that can be tackled. With these words, I am happy that many of you are here, and I want a participation from all of you, each of you. It is not a meeting where one is addressing others. It should be a discussion. It should be a kind of a study circle. Thank you very much.